Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to this next instalment of my Ork Tactics series, taking a look at all the data cards in the Ork Index. In this one, we're taking a look at the first of the buggies, the Boomdakka Snazzwagon. This comes in at 90 points, and its stat line is as follows. Movement 12 inches, toughness 7, save 4+, 9 wounds, leadership 7, and an objective control of 3. It is armed with a big shooter, grot blaster, mech special, and spiked wheels. And it has no war gear options. Also has the keyword grenades, which is interesting. Not something you see often on vehicles. So the big shooter, we know what that does. 36-inch range. You've got 3 shots or 5 shots once you're within half range. Pretty standard stuff. The grot blaster, don't expect too much from that, although you do have that increased ballistic skill of 4+. You never know. Grot blasters, they do pick off the odd unit here or there. And then you've got the main event, the mech special, which is an awesome looking weapon. It's got the special rules: assault, rapid fire 4, and sustained hits 1. It has a range of 24 inches, and it has 12 attacks, ballistic skill 5+, strength 5, AP -1, and damage 1. So yeah, this is kind of like what a big shooter is in my mind. It's probably a bit ridiculous sort of stat line for a big shooter, but it's closer to kind of what I feel a big shooter should be. Probably a little bit too far, but you know, sort of halfway between this and the current big shooters, where I'd kind of like to see big shooters at. But yeah, 12 shots, really nice, and that AP -1 is lovely. Now, being an assault weapon, absolutely beautiful. It means this already fast unit can advance and shoot this thing without any worries, which is really, really good on your fast-moving vehicles. And rapid fire 4, so once you're within 12 inches, you're getting 16 shots. Really, really nice. And then sustained hits, so all those exploding 6s getting you extra shots. Not extra shots, extra hits, sorry. So yeah, this is a really good vehicle for like spitting out loads of Dakka and harassing infantry, being able to nip around the board quick, get to where it's needed, and fire off lots of Dakka. I'm liking this, actually. It's just in making this video, it's the first time actually I've really looked at this. I've not really paid too much attention to the buggies, but yeah, this one very cool. Really nice miniature as well. You've got to hand it to them that this is one of my favourite of the buggies, I think. The grot strapped to the front, the fella hanging out the side with the Molotov, which is obviously why it's got the grenade keyword, which is a nice little touch. Yeah, very, very cool. And that awesome looking Dakka gun on the top is awesome. It's just a really nice looking buggy. It has abilities. It has Deadly Demise 1, and it has the special rule Dust Trails, which is an aura ability. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So yeah, that's quite an interesting one. I would have thought, when I first read the title of the rule, I would have first thought it would like confer like a -1 to hit against this vehicle or something like that, because it's like we've had similar rules in the past with like bikers and things kicking up loads of dust and fumes and that, and then it making them hard to spot and hard to hit. But yeah, this, I think in game this could be quite a useful ability. With this thing being able to nip around really fast and being able to advance without worries of any hindrance to its shooting, at least with its main weapon. You can nip this thing up the board, harass, annoy the enemy, distract them, and then bring it up really close to like a nasty shooting unit. and ruin its day, subtracting 1 from the hit roll. It kind of forces the enemy to focus in on this buggy. So it could be quite a nice distraction unit, really. And if they don't manage to kill it, then it's, you know, conferring that -1 to hit, which is really, really nice. So yeah, I think this could be quite a useful sort of... It seems to fill a similar role to the old school buggy, just as like a sort of a little annoying kind of, you know, scouting unit that can just, you know, nip to where it's needed, annoy, harass, distract. So that's kind of how I would use this thing. Obviously, being able to use that grenade stratagem with it as well, get it in close and pop that off. Although I don't think you'd probably, unless I'm going to get something incredibly tough. I don't think you're necessarily going to want to do that, because you're going to want to fire off the mech special on this thing most of the time. But it's a nice option to have. And it also has the built-in 6+ invuln save, which is really, really nice too. So yeah, at 90 points, I think this is worth a punt. I think it would go quite well. I think it's especially if you're coming up against shooty armies. I think bringing this thing up, getting in their face, annoying them, and yeah, and with it being an aura ability, if you've got like Tau and things that tend to castle up and stuff, get this thing in there and put them all on a -1. I mean, they've got no choice but to focus everything on this thing and kill this thing to get rid of that annoying -1 to hit. So yeah, I think that's really quite a cool ability that he can sort of go and kick up the dust and things. So yeah, I've got to admit, this has made me want one of these. Yeah, very cool. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the Boomdakka Snazzwagon. Let me know if you think it's priced fairly at 90 points, and if that ability and the stat line of this thing impresses you. I'm moderately impressed by this thing. I think it's cool. So, this being the first of the buggies, what are we looking at next, guys? Next time, we are going to take a look at this, the Custom Booster Blaster. Join me on that one, guys. Until then, this is 6+ Stevo, signing out. Quick edit. I didn't tell you about the melee weapons, did I? Completely skipped it. Comes with spiked wheels. Has 4 attacks, weapon skill 4+, strength 7, AP -1, and 2 damage. So not only does this thing spit out a lovely amount of Dakka, but actually in combat it's pretty tasty. That's strength 7, AP -1, 2 damage, 4 attacks. You wouldn't have thought it with these buggies, but actually they can handle themselves in combat, and it is, I'd say it's well worth charging this thing in to some sort of lighter units and things and seeing what you can get out of it. Once you've filled them full of lead, there's probably not many of them left, and then you can just pile into them to finish them off. So yeah, not only does it spit out some lovely Dakka, but not too bad in melee either, which is a bit of a nice surprise. But there you go, guys.